If you're coming from TikTok, welcome. If you just so happen to find this video on YouTube, your algorithms, welcome. I appreciate it so much. You're here because you're going to be guided through a very turbulent time in your life. Okay. I don't like to describe things as negative or positive. I describe them as necessary experiences that are going to push you towards your evolution. So I'm going to be giving you a glimpse of what you're going to be experiencing from February 13th onward during the transition of Saturn and Aries, Neptune and Aries, because they're both going to be in conjunction. And what this means is that with the influence of Saturn in a sign of Aries is going to bring you humble beginnings in whatever business ventures you may be pursuing, or a new ideology, in your belief system. Some of you guys are going to be starting, I want to say, different careers in a different field. Some of you might be transitioning into different religions, different spiritual practices. And then there's a large sum of you that are undergoing a transformation when it comes to your identity. What you are normally accustomed to, when it comes to hobbies might change, your interests might change. Okay, the way you present yourself to the general public may change, which is natural. That's something that we should always expect. Is unexpected growth, unexpected change in a different direction. So we have 3 different piles here. If you're from TikTok, you already know which pile to go to, that's yours. If you're being called to a different pile, it's your right to choose some of these messages. I have a feeling that there's going to be something for everybody, everywhere. Just trust your intuition. The first pile is going to be Ingas. Okay, that's rune 22. Oh, the camera's on this side. This is pile 1. This one feels very ethereal. Very. Let me stop. I'm going to circle back around to it. Pile 2. Rayado. And lastly, we have pile 3, which is Manaz. All right. All right. If you chose pile number 1, you have Ingas. Okay, this is rune number 22. You break that down, you get the number 4. And that represents the 4th house. 4s are all about structure, a proper foundation. And that's what I'm getting for this pile. For this transit, what you're meant to experience is a new way of setting your foundation, a new way of providing structure for yourself. I'm seeing a star form here. So I don't know if you guys, some of you could have North Node in the 4th house. Some of you guys are going to be stepping into your, I don't want to call it divine purpose, because everything I feel like we do is a part of a bigger plan, bigger structure, bigger outline. But this time especially will be pivotal because the way that you used to earn will no longer suffice. You're going to be put in a position to use some innate abilities of yours. And it's going to be something that's going to be suitable from home. I feel like I'm speaking to people who have always been accustomed to having to rely on gigs, work extra shifts on the weekend, have some type of safety net prepared for like a sibling, cousins, mother, father, or getting yourself out the hole. You know, when it comes to catching up on bills, I feel like I'm speaking to those who DoorDash. I'm speaking to those who uh, work graveyard shifts, work security in the wee hours of the night. Some of you guys are really heavy laborers, okay? Accustomed to contributing to someone else's foundation is what, I mean, that's what we normally do when you work for an employer, right? And there's been so much sweat, tears, dedication that I'm hearing for some of you, it's aged you out. Just checking my battery there. That has aged you out. Like, oftentimes you don't feel yourself. Oftentimes you don't feel like you look your age. Okay, this type of work is spiritually weighing you down. And whatever synchronicities that you've been getting, you're being told to transition in a more comfortable space where your mind can be put to work and be active, maybe your hands. Some of you guys have a particular skill set for engraving, crafting. It's something very practical and very elder in nature. And of course, wood carving, creating things as old as time, right? Maybe not as old as time. That's a stretch. But it's something that we've been doing for centuries. So this could be a transition into a new field of work for you, where the type of labor that you were accustomed to before is going to be different this time around. I don't feel compelled to get cards for this, but I feel like there is this song that's lingering in the back of my mind, and it's by this vocal quartet group, and maybe more than one. And I'm trying to remember the lyrics. Beautiful, beautiful a cappella song, and I believe it's to thee all that labor, hither and I shall give you rest. There's something about surrendering the old structure. There's like an ancestral pattern, an ancestral karmic pattern that you're accustomed to. Um, it's within the mindset. It's like I have to go to work, or my bills aren't going to be paid. I have to go to work, or this is going to be cut off, or I have to pick up these days so that I can cover my phone bill for next week and cover this bill in the next week. And it's like you don't give yourself the grace or the opportunity of understanding the importance of having an abundant mindset, because having an abundant mindset is allowing you to see how accessible the other options in creating that safety net for you is. But you're so quick to resort to this type of panic that you don't see it. And I feel like when you're anxious, it gives you a clouded clouded mind, gives you clouded judgment. You're somebody that's very accustomed to emergencies and having to manage crisis at a very, very early age, to now that it's become second nature to you. And this is something that should be a skill. It is a skill. Granted, it's a trauma response, but it's a skill. It's second nature to you. But you're not using it. Oh, let me see. It's not that you're not using it to the best of your advantage. You're not giving yourself the opportunity to um, elevate the skill to a way where it works for you. Okay? Not in a way where you work for it or work from it. I think that's what it is. Working from it is the key word here. You're going to be given an opportunity to do something from home, ease into a better way of earning, because you come from an ancestral lineage that is accustomed to hard work, no play, or working so hard that you don't give yourself enough wiggle room to appreciate life, appreciate where you are, appreciate your hobbies, appreciate those around you, appreciate the money that you're making, appreciate the available space, the ample opportunities, and the different ways that you can invest in yourself, improve yourself. You're going to be stepping into a pathway where you're no longer going to be working from a place of scarcity. Rest is very, very, very important for you. And I understand that Aries is a very turbulent sign and they're very impulsive, fortifying, gratifying even. But you're no longer a part of the rat race. Okay? With these two placements in conjunction, you're going to be given ideas that are going to feel impulsive, second nature. And it's going to be very indifferent. I'm not going to say indifferent. It's going to be very, here's what I want to say. Your peers, your elders, whomever, are going to feel indifferent about this direction that you're going to be shifting gears in. But it's a way that's going to be more smarter than the pathway that puts you in a position where you're constantly taxing yourself. I'm just hearing it's time. If you needed permission, this is it. Okay? It's time for you to sit down and look at the bigger picture. What is it that you want from life? Okay, it's not about demanding. This is about what is it that you deserve? And what pathways am I overlooking that's going to make my life more peaceful, more easier? Okay, some of you could be in your 40s, late 40s. I'm hearing 20s. Too young to be feeling old. All right. This old way of you pursuing the world is going to change. It's coming to an end. Now you're understanding that you get to orchestrate your world, how to build it, what's in it. I feel like this is giving me such an idea because I've been seeing a lot of crazy shit re- revolving The Sims, right? People don't understand that you can use RPGs as an interface for learning how to materialize your manifestations. Those type of games make us a good fodder, for strategic planning. Okay, practicing the energy of embodying, the energy of audacity. Because audacity is what's needed in order for you to build something substantial, build something you feel confident in. Okay, that's the source of conviction that's needed for you to enter this next phase in your life. Is that you have to feel as if you deserve it. You have to feel as if you embody it. Yeah. I mean, there's this artist named Salute, which, if you're a fan of, I'm not gonna call it EDM, but I guess it is considered electronic music in some way. Where they have those type of instrumentals where, excuse me, they have that high pitched or off kilter voice, and they say very few words and whatnot. Um, I don't know if there's a synchronicity behind the song, but I think Salute is you acknowledging that you're the own general of your life, and that maybe this is key to letting you know that you are meant to be your own boss. But with this, obviously becomes responsibility. It comes with responsibility, excuse me. And you have to get into the notion of learning how to self-govern yourself. So that's all that I have for you, Part 1. Checking my battery. Because I'm like on edge. Please like, share, subscribe to anybody you may feel that might resonate, with this reading. I appreciate you so much. I'm sending you so much love and blessings in abundance. See you next time. Okay. This is for Part 2. If you chose Riado. Put a little Spanish accent spin to it since since I don't know any Nordic languages. Rialdo, this is number 5. And this kind of reminds me of Rated R by Rihanna. I'm hearing Cold Case Love. 5s are about changes. 5s are also governing like the 5th house. And I'm getting that this is surrounding a casual relationship. Maybe it's something that started off really passionate and fizzled out. But I don't feel as if you're mourning this person. I feel like you're mourning an opportunity that you feel like you could have had with someone else. So it's almost as if you traded an experience for another. Because maybe this one felt easier. This one felt like it was more accessible. And the lesson that you're learning is with something that gives you too much access, you have a tendency to abuse it or hop on the opportunity rather quickly without understanding whether or not if this connection or this person lives up towards its full potential. And I'm seeing like photosynthesis in a way where you see like the light appear through certain parts of a leaf. And now I'm seeing like different rays of light through shadows, as if you're like peeking through the blinds in some type of way. It's almost as if you're only attracting these type of people because you're not allowing yourself to be fully seen. Maybe you're somebody that reveals certain aspects of yourself to gain some type of superiority, to feed your ego. A lot of people don't like to consider it as feeding their ego. They like to see it as them protecting themselves or making sure that they give a good first impression, because they believe first impressions are everything, which I do agree. But you do it in a way where you covet. You do it in a way where you establish control. And if this isn't you, this could be you on the other end of the spectrum, you know, that seems to attract people who are here for a good time, not a long time. Because as I aforementioned about fifth house placements, or even people who have Venus in fifth house, they have a tendency to just attract casual relationships. You know, they live for the idea of something rather than seeing whoever, whatever it is, at face value. And you getting to know the shadowy aspect of yourself is going to be so wholesome. It's going to be gritty. It's going to be uncomfortable. But it's meant to challenge you. And it's meant for you to look at your vices without judgment. Take it at face value. Because some of you do have a hunger for sex, for passion. And really, this is your sacral root that's asking you to create with this, transmute it into something that fully fleshes out what your soul wants, what your soul desires. There's a lot of people, I'm not gonna say there's a lot of people. I think this was a tweet that I've seen that a lot of people agreed with, and I felt like I digressed in some way. They said that the people who abstain from sex or don't have a large appetite for sex are um, those who become CEOs, philosophers, teachers, lawyers, millionaires. And I don't think so. I feel like they like to say that money is the root of all evil, or the root of everything, right? Because once upon a time, it was a thread or a fabric that did come from tree bark, or it came from trees. I don't feel like that's no longer the case. I think the process has become more particular and meticulous. But when you think of root, you think of your root chakra, which is your belief system. And whatever it is that you're searching for, or whatever it is that you attract, okay, you're not fully acknowledging its value and what you're capable of, what you're capable of having, and what you're capable of attracting. Because you're attracting these short-term relationships because you don't think you're worthy of long-term ones, or ones of substance. And I feel like it's related to this person that you didn't choose. maybe you felt like there were certain aspects of you that needed to be changed in order to rise to the occasion of this person's offer. And maybe not offer, because I feel like it could be you that's the one who wants to pursue this person. But I feel like it has a lot to do with you not rising to the occasion of change or improving yourself, or you feeling like you're not worthy and don't have those qualities that this person possesses. And therefore, it makes you go for things that are much more easier to obtain. Oh, like, oh, Shorty's laughing at my joke, she's going. Oh, she likes me more than I like her. Like, this is going to be easy. I'd rather deal with this. I'd rather accept this. And when you don't accept something that is equivalent to your worth or your self value, you play yourself every time. And I feel like this connection that you are involved in has been dragging its feet towards the grave for too long. I feel like this is something that's meant to be closed out. You two could have different belief systems. Okay, you could be more ambitious than this person. You know, for some, you all don't go beyond sex. For some of you stopped having sex. Like, you just stopped being involved. And it's just roommates in the house. Which sounds very fucking depressing. Very depressing. Um, but yeah, you are okay because this here, it's about change. It's about disruption. Okay, people are being removed for the sake of you intentionally learning your interests, your desires, and what you want. And I think what you want is more depth. Okay, you yearn for change. I think it's also you wanting to be with a partner that still carries all those qualities that make you feel youthful, that make you feel as if the chase is never ending, you know? A spontaneous relationship where, you guys might role play. Um, which is cool. I'm all for it. You know what I'm saying? I love it. Y'all might role play to sustain the relationship or take it towards new heights. You may want children. You want family. You want something familial. You want a sibling, a best friend, maybe even a parent, a confidant, a lover, all in one. Because I'm hearing I Want to Be Your Lover by Prince. And now that I think about it, this person that you feel like you've missed this opportunity out on, I feel like it's equivalent to the dynamic of Patrice Rushen and Prince, where Prince would sometimes go to her for her expertise. And in her mind, she's just kind of like, oh, like he sees me as his mentor, his confidant, um, somebody to bounce good ideas off of. And given how she was such a talented multi instrumentalist and producer, um, he really admired her in the way she curated her craft, her craftsmanship. But little did she know, she was amused to him and was the inspiration behind I Want to Be Your Lover, as well as, I guess, many other songs. on that album, which I thought was really cool. And she didn't find out until years later, which is cool. So I feel like the person that you're eyeing is also kind of like an artistic muse to you. Maybe they're teaching you how to be more free, recognize the freedom within you, recognize your own autonomy. This person might live a different lifestyle than you, because I'm seeing the number 9 like really clearly. I kind of want to just take away this part of the letter here and see it as a 9, because this person challenges your belief system, and they're pushing you to rise to the occasion to discover what your sense of autonomy is without anybody else's perception. I think that's it. That's it. You know, take this as an opportunity to really expose yourself, every aspect of yourself, no matter how uncomfortable it is. Some of you could be finding out that you're more sexually fluid than you thought you were, which I don't think is a big deal, because I think sexuality is fluid. But some of you are coming to terms with that and becoming real concrete, with this perception that you've gained of yourself. And maybe this courage, this openness is going to push you to confess to this person. Because now I'm hearing that song by Love. Can't remember what it is, but you know the sound on TikTok. Okay? You be eating that shit up. But that's it. That's it for you, Paul 2. Best of luck. And please like, share, subscribe with anybody you feel like may resonate with this message. And I'll see you next time. Okay. Whoa, did I miss that part? Wait, before I even move on from Power 2, why am I hearing Get on the Bus by Destiny's Child and Timbaland? Is this in regards to this? This might be in regards to Power 3 too. No, I don't think so. I think this is more so pretend. So I feel like whatever relationship that you're a part of currently now is going to come to an abrupt ending in some type of way. I don't know if you're living with this person or there's like a living situation going on, but somebody's moving. And I don't know if you're going to get the notion to have something figured out before this escalates or blows up. But this is confirmation for someone who is at the point or is way past the point of salvaging a connection. And I feel like it's resulting in someone getting kicked out in some type of way. Okay, now we're gonna move on to Power 3. All right, Power 3. If you chose Manaz or Manaz, whichever works. This is rune 20, and I feel like I find this equivalent to the Judgment card in tarot. It's about an awakening of some sort. I'm hearing Party by Bad Bunny, which is a song about lust. infatuation. I feel like you guys are coming into a time of celebration. I mean, Bad Bunny did have a halftime show today, which was incredible. Man, please go check it out. It was wonderful. And there was so many different things happening within that show, because now I'm hearing Die with a Smile, which, you know, it was a different spin and rendition around it. I feel like this is supposed to feel good, but now I'm hearing Flashing Lights by Kanye West. It's almost as if don't just celebrate through fleshly matters, but recognize the discipline and hard work that you've put into this transformation. Don't allow yourself to get carried away by this lifestyle, because you're going to be on a streak. And the more gains that you make, the more susceptible you are to being sucked in through a fast lifestyle. Drugs, alcohol, a multitude of relationships. There's something that's like calling out to me in this room, and I feel like I'm missing a word. That describes it. Give me 1 second. Influence. I might be speaking to some celebrities or some people that's going to be on their way to being in the public eye. Some of you have probably already been on TV. Some of you are probably backup dancers. I'm hearing that's. Do I want to say that? There's something about third party relations being more approachable, being very affluent and influential to. I don't think it doesn't matter the demographic. I think it's more so kind of like a moth to a flame type of thing where a lot of people are just, you're just very attractive during this time. Maybe you've always been, but there's a persistent type of glow to you where people want more than what they're willing to have access to, or wanting more than what they have access to. And maybe the further you are rising up in ranks and influence, you're being told to check in with your own belief system, strengthen your morals. Because it can be very easy to be swept away in this lifestyle. Okay? The quicker they climb up, the harder they fall down. And that is a notion that has been around for years when it comes to this industry. This feels very, very straightforward. I just feel like, is there more? Yeah. There is, because this is about you protecting yourself, just like I said. I don't even need to pull another card. Okay, green, which represents the color of intellect. Okay, some of you are very knowledgeable in your field. Some of you are being told to withhold your assets within certain dynamics of relationships. Some of you are being told to protect and guard more than your money. It has a lot to do with your heart. Okay, you're starting to maybe understand how sensitive you really are, when it comes to your personal space. And that you want to be more intentional with your relationships. And that the reason why Party by Bad Bunny came out is because, when you're young and you're successful, you want to be here, you want to be there, you want to try this, you want to do that. And it seems as if you have a very wide palette for, for some I'm hearing men, women. Some of you have very sapphic tastes. For those who identify with same sex, lesbian relationships. For men, some of you have a very large appetite for also same sex, relationships, etc. And there's just something about you recognizing your value. And it's not as if you can't have fun. I feel like you've transcended past the point of needing to have fun with everybody you come across. And this is telling you to keep yourself really guarded. Until you're met with someone who has the same perspective, the same lust for life. Okay? Because there's a difference here. Where you're going, you're going to have the option of what type of quality experiences you're going to want. And it's going to be more than people. It's going to be more than that. It's going to have to do with your lifestyle, what you choose to consume as far as foods, exercise, what type of people you want to be around. For a lot of you, this could have a lot to do with upgrading your team and the people that you work with, finding another assistant, finding someone who's a little bit more knowledgeable in areas having to do with finances, investments. Okay? In this particular chapter of your life, Aries with Saturn in conjunction in Neptune, it's teaching you how to be more intentional and mindful with your career, not only your career, but your purpose. Because Saturn is all about structure. Oh, my battery's about to die. Saturn is all about structure, your career, doing things in a practical nature. Neptune can rule disillusionment, and that could have a lot to do with the people you are attracting to this career. You need to make sure you're placing your best bet on the authentic things, authentic people. Yeah, that's it. I think that's all I got for you. Thank you guys so much. I'm sending you so much love. Please like, share, subscribe. And thank you. I'll see you next time around.